see them. It's heartwarming. Really appreciate that presentation. It certainly is an honor to welcome to our meeting State Representative Christina Roden.
Thank you and good evening. It is absolutely a pleasure to be here tonight. My name is Christina Roden, and I represent the 42nd House District, which is Stow, Hudson, Cuyahoga Falls, Munroe Falls, and Silver Lake. I am here tonight to present a commendation to the Stow Munroe Falls City Schools for their excellent reading. But before I read this, and I would like to read it in its entirety, let me just tell you that just this weekend, I had the privilege of being in Stow homecoming activities. I was just blown away with the amount of pride in the school and just the excitement in the air. Saturday morning, I had the privilege of attending your alumni, your special recognition awards was for Dr. Scott Lacey and Harley Lappin. And both of those gentlemen just blew my socks off. It's Dr. Scott Lacey talking about, it's wonderful to be a success, but what are you going to do with it? And he's an anthropology major. And on the other hand, you had Dr. Harley Lappin, who clean-cut suit director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, talking about how success is a three-legged stool. The first leg being your family, the second leg being your education, and of course the third leg is yourself. And once again, I was just blown away. This afternoon, I had the privilege of being in the Stow Munroe Falls High School government classes. Mr. Kiesler's government class in the afternoon, and just got to interact with those students and talking about government. Once again, just thrilled with the quality of the students that I met there, just the richness of the discussion. And then, of course, this evening, I was not prepared for that, but it's just amazing. Your high school down to, are these first graders or what? Second graders? They were amazing. I still have goosebumps thinking about how precious they were. Absolutely amazing. So I think you are going to have a serious issue with all these distinguished alumni that are up and coming, having to decide which ones you're going to choose. You're going to have quite a problem. Because you have so many of them. But let me get back to this. This is, if I may read it in its entirety, it says, on behalf of the members of the House of Representatives of the 129th General Assembly of Ohio, we are pleased to congratulate the Stow Munroe Falls City School District on receiving an excellent rating on the 2010-2011 local report card issued by the Ohio Department of Education. The Stow Munroe Falls City School District is deserving of high praise, for it has played a vital role in preparing countless young people to meet the challenges of the future. For the 2010-2011 school year, the district has received a rating of excellence on the ODE local report card, and its accomplishment is a justifiable source of pride and a fine reflection not only on the institution itself, but also on its faculty, its staff, and students, and on the entire community. Education is vital to our nation's continued economic and social well-being. And as the need for global learning and understanding increases, so do the demands placed on our system of education. Since its inception, the Stow Munroe Falls City School District has consistently and effectively met these demands. And we are certain that as teachers and administrators will continue in their unwavering dedication to helping students become capable, well-rounded individuals. Thus, it is with sincere pleasure that we commend the Stow Munroe Falls City School District on its excellent rating and extend best wishes for ongoing success. We're signed by the Speaker of the House, William G. Batchelder, and myself. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank Representative Rogner again for this fine presentation. We sincerely appreciate that. I also would be remiss if I did not mention that she called me earlier this year and said, Russ, I really want to volunteer in the Stow Munroe Falls City School District. She said, I have this real passion about being involved with education and kids. And she said, I don't care, I'll come talk to classes. She mentioned she was in the government class today. She said, I'll wipe off tables, whatever you need. I just want to be involved in the school. So Kathy Thomas, our assistant principal at the high school, has kind of taken the lead with that and worked with Christina. And I understand a number of Monday afternoons throughout the fall, she will be in our schools and working with our students. That has not happened before. So we sincerely appreciate her commitment to education, to young people, and to our state. So thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce the Director of Human Resources for Stow Munroe Falls City School District, Mr. Richard Jackson, who will introduce our new staff members for this school year. Jackson.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Board members, I'm pleased to acknowledge 6 new personnel within this district. A few of them could not be here, but I would like to introduce and recognize some of the new personnel that has been here. I echo what Mrs. Rogner said. I still have some goosebumps after listening to this, and obviously this could not occur without our dedicated staff of teachers and tutors in this district. I would like to go down in order. When I call your name, new teacher, please stand up. I would like to introduce you who they are, what school they're at, and what they're going to do. And if you can hold your acknowledgement, tell everybody so, please. First of all, I'd like to introduce Kelly Pola. Kelly works at our high school. She is an intervention specialist tutor. I'd also like to introduce Leslie Shannon. Leslie works at Kimpton Middle School. She is one of our Title I tutors there. I would also like to introduce Kelly Shifter. Kelly works at our high school. She is our new Japanese teacher. In addition, I'd like to introduce Ashley Streeter. She is an elementary art teacher serving several of our elementary buildings, including Riverview, Fish Creek, and Highland. I would also like to introduce Chris Demaro. He is the new assistant principal at our high school. I'd also like to introduce Andy Antunes. He is the new principal at our high school. 3 people could not attend this evening. They are Mary Lou McElroy, who is the new assistant principal at Lakeview. Sonia Malhotra, she's an ESL tutor at several of our elementary schools. And Alyssa Willett, who's a Title I tutor at Kimpton Middle School. And I think Andy, I said the wrong school for Andy. Andy is the new principal of Lakeview. So please join me in welcoming.
Thanks, Mr. Jackson, and again, welcome to all of our new staff members or those who have moved positions. And after the meeting tonight, we welcome everyone to join us for some refreshments to celebrate their new positions.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. At this point, we have time for any discussions, and let me just remind you they are limited to 3 minutes in duration, and please do not bring any individuals' names, titles, etc. in your discussion. Okay. Looks like you're alone, Janice.
I'm Janice Patterson, I live in Stow. I've been a teacher since 1973. My husband and I both. I love education, I love school, I love kids, and that's why I have a concern, which I'm going to talk about now. Last month, the September 26th board meeting, the check register showed, I'm not sure if I found all of it, but for 3 months, June, July, and August, $64,362 paid to legal enterprises. 2007, 2008, $183,067. 2009, $259,433. 2010, $228,255. And in light of our tight budget, I'm wondering if this is an area that could be reduced.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your comments. Anybody else?
My name is Cheryl Fernando, and I have seen some things in the Century and online about the International Baccalaureate program. And I had the pleasure, when I was at Kent State University, of working with Dr. Linda Robertson on that project. And I'm baffled by some of the misinformation that's out there. I would encourage everyone who's interested in that project to look on the IBO website. What is being done in Ohio isn't exactly what's on the IBO website. The Ohio Department of Education is developing its own for the entire state. And that's what Dr. Robertson and a professor from the University of Akron and Miami University were working on. So it has nothing to do with socialism. It's about academic excellence and preparing our children for the global economy that they will certainly have to work in. I'd be happy to talk to anyone who has questions about the program. And I'll continue my research and reading those comments. Thanks.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thanks for your comments. Anybody else? Okay. Then Dr. Jones, we can move on with the superintendent's recommendations.
Thanks, Mrs. Matthews. We have one recommendation, and that's for an extended field trip. We had the good fortune of having an outstanding boys golf team, and you might remember we congratulated them for their state appearance last year. And looking at scores and their performance so far, we're really hoping that this Wednesday, I believe, they are in the district tournament, and the top 4 teams qualify. So we wanted to approve or ask the board to approve an extended field trip for them, hoping that they would make it to Columbus in the state championship.
Second. We all second. We all moved it. Mrs. Burns moved it. Was that Mr. Spanier?
Second.
Second. Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Matthews.
Aye.
Mrs. Powers.
Aye.
Mr. Spaniel.
Aye.
Mrs. Wright. Aye. Mr. Mariola.
Aye.
And I have to, I want to do that, Dr. Jones and I talked today, and we really hope that this is going to have some kind of a send-off. On October 20th, we have so much to be proud of with our golf. The next is our Board of Education work session with upcoming board agenda items. And I believe Mrs. Bolton, you might be,
Yes. I will be bringing to you the September minutes and the financial report and the check register for the month of September. And as you remember, October 31st is the deadline for the 5-year forecast submission. So we're working diligently on compiling that, and it will be presented publicly at that meeting as well. And that's it at this point in time.
thank you, Mrs. Bolton. That's a good time too for anybody in the audience or any of our media to make sure we broadcast that. Because so often we get questions saying we have never gone through the 5-year forecast, and this is a good time to be present at that board meeting to hear. Thank you, Mrs. Bolton.
We'll also have a number of employment recommendations for the board, as we typically do. Some of those are moves due to transfer or reassignment or people bidding on jobs that are open. Typically that comes with the classified. We know we will have some resignations and also some classified substitutes. We're always looking for qualified substitutes to look with our children so we can make sure there's no gaps in the process. We'll also be recommending our supplemental positions for winter sports, coaches, for example, and other activities. We do have a need for an ESL substitute, English as a second language. We have had a number of, interestingly enough, Arabic students moving into the community recently. I understand a number of their parents are involved in a mediation program at Penn State. And we're fortunate to have them, but their English proficiency needs support. This does, these numbers push us over the OBE subgroup category of 30, so we always watch those numbers very closely, and we try to be as diligent as we can to hire only the staff necessary, but this recent influx of students is requiring us to take care of that need. We have an educational need here that we have to do, so we ask you to handle that, to approve that substitute position. Also, with the November elections, the election in Summit County has requested the use of our buildings as they have used in the past, and we'll be asking you to approve that. And also, harbor education services contract we approved in the past for individual students. There'll be a need for that. So, at this point in time, these are the items that we know will be coming your way. Again, in the next 2 weeks, there may be some others, and we'll keep the board apprised of what those are.
Very good, thank you, Dr. Jones. Now, is there anybody in the audience that has any comments about the upcoming, okay, the 4-5-year forecast, the employment, the ESL, the elections, etc.?
And upcoming agendas, will you be hiring a new assistant treasurer for the district? I saw that resignation, or no, the